Welcome back, students. So, students, today's English class we will continue with our English lesson number 5, the magic wrap. We have covered, I think, the first page. Now we will continue further. So, open your English textbook, students, chapter 5. Okay. Now, on your screen, students, we have a paragraph for you. I'm going to read it out. You can read it with me and pay attention to how I read. So, shall we start? Okay. The girl soon learned the spell. She assured her mother that on no account would she touch the wrap without chanting the spell. When she had admired the wrap to her heart's content, it was replaced inside the casket. Okay, now this, as you know, she's assuring her mother. Her mother had explained to her, under no circumstances she would touch the wrap without chanting that magic spell. So the daughter assured the mother, and the daughter was just admiring the wrap to her satisfaction, to her heart's content, and then she placed it carefully inside the casket. So this was the all about this paragraph. Now let us check out whether we are able to answer some questions from this paragraph. Okay, students. Now on your screen you have this question. What assurance did the daughter give her mother? Very simple. I just read it. Okay, what assurance? Let's find the answer here. The daughter assured her mother that on no account would she touch the wrap without first chanting the spell. Okay. The daughter assured her mother that on no account would she touch the wrap without first chanting the spell. We move on to the next question from that paragraph. Here you have another question. Find the word from the passage that means the following. Now here you have a sentence. You have say or shout repeatedly in a sing-song tone. The meaning is given here. You have to find one particular word from that passage which means this. Say or shout repeatedly in a sing-song tone. Okay. Something is continuously repeatedly said. So what did the mother tell the daughter? Just think. We have one word from that paragraph. So can you see some one word, that word over here? That word is chanting. When you are saying continuously, chanting. Okay. So chanting the magic spell. So that means say or shout repeatedly in a sing-song tone. That is the meaning of the word chanting. So now we shall move ahead and we shall read this further. Securely locked. The following day, the girl was married and began to live happily with her husband. But he knew nothing about the secret of the wrap. Now this conversation between the daughter and the mother took place on the eve of the marriage. And the next day she gets married to a husband, and that the wrap was securely kept inside the casket. But the husband was not aware about the secret of this particular wrap. Okay. Now this, shall we see the question? Pick out the adverb from the passage. Adverb. Now here we'll go back to the passage. See the first word, students. Securely. How was it locked? Securely. So securely is an adverb. The following day, the girl was married and began to live happily. How did she live with her husband? She was very happy. Happily with her husband. So happily is also an adverb. But he knew nothing about the secret of the wrap. So how many adverbs did we find here? We found two adverbs. Those are happily and securely. Let's move further. The years rolled by. The chief and his wife grew old and died. Their daughter and her husband left by themselves in the spacious bamboo house. The wrap still remained in the girl's possession. She never wore it for the fear of. Now this is a particular paragraph. Okay. Now again I will read. The years rolled by. Chief and his wife grew old and died. Their daughter and her husband were left by themselves in the spacious bamboo house. The wrap still remained in the girl's possession. She never wore it. She never wore it for the fear of. So now as years passed by, the parents, they grew old, they died, and the daughter and the husband, they were all by themselves living in that big spacious bamboo house, and the wrap was still with the daughter, the girl. It was in her custody. Now let us find some of the questions. Pick out the adjectives from the passage. So let's see the passage once again. The years rolled by. The chief of the wife grew old. Okay, we are describing word is there. Their daughter and the husband were left by themselves in the spacious bamboo house. Again we are describing the house, the word spacious. Okay, the wrap still remained in the girl's possession. She never wore it for the fear of. Now pick out the adjectives from the passage. Here we have two adjectives, old and spacious. So shall we move ahead, students? Now we'll continue. Spoiling it, but sometimes she took it out of the casket and held it up so the embroidered flowers caught the light and shone like jewels. Once a year she aired it and locked it right back. She never forgot to chant the spell before touching the wrap. But her husband still did not know what lay inside the casket and never asked. So as the years passed by, the girl, she took good care. She took proper care and followed the instructions given to her by her mother. And once a year she used to just open it, and before touching it she used to chant the spell, and then she used to air it. But her husband did not know what was inside that casket, and he never bothered to ask also. So now find the past tense of the words given below from the passage. Now there are so many words in that particular passage. Now let us see here. Now the words given here are take, hold, catch, shine and forget. Now these are the words. Now we have to find the past tense of these words from the passage. So let us have a look at the passage again. Now first word was take. So first look at the first line. Spoiling it, but sometimes she took. So the past tense of take is took. And took it out of the casket and held it. So the next word is hold. So see the first line. Held. Hold. Past tense of hold. Held. Held it up so the embroidered flowers caught. Now what was the third word we had? Catch. Okay, so catch word is given here. We were supposed to find the past tense of the word catch from the passage. So here we have caught. Look at the second line. Flowers caught. the line light and shone like jewels. See this word shone, shone, shone. Now we have to find the past tense of the word. Look at the fourth word on your screen, that is shine. Past tense of shine, shone. So shone like jewels. Once a year she aired it and locked it right back. She never forgot. Here we have another word. Now look at this last word from this on the screen. If you see, forget. Past tense of forget, forgot. She never forgot to chant the spell before touching the wrap. Now, so here we have these words. Past tense of take is took. Then past tense of hold, held. Past tense of catch, caught. Past tense of shine, shone. And the last one, past tense of forget, is forgot. Shall we move ahead, students? Here we have another question for you. Why did the girl remove the wrap from the casket? She used to remove it once in a year from the casket. So here we have a question. Why did she remove it? Let's see how we can write the answer. The girl removed the wrap from the casket in order to air it. Okay, in order to air it. The girl removed the wrap from the casket in order to air it. Now let us move further, students. Here we have this paragraph for you. Listen carefully. One day the chief's daughter felt that it was time she aired the wrap. She chanted the magic spell under her breath and unlocked the wooden casket. Then carefully lifting up the wrap, she spread it out so the gentle mountain air could blow over it. For a while, she stood there, unable to tear herself away. Now, this is the paragraph. Here the daughter, as the years, every year she was very particular that once in a year she used to just open that wrap, remove the wrap from the casket. So she felt that now it is almost a year, so she removed it out and she aired the wrap. And before that she chanted the magic spell under her breath and she opened that wooden casket. Then carefully she lifted up the wrap and she spread it out so that the gentle mountain air, the air could just blow over that particular wrap. For a while she stood there and she used to just admire it, like she was unable to just keep her eyes off that wrap. Okay, she was just admiring it because it was so beautiful. Now, here we have this question for you. Find the antonyms of the words given below from the passage. Here there are few words wherein we have to find the antonyms, that is opposites given in the passage. Now look at these words: carelessly, able, locked. Now we have to find the antonyms. Those antonyms are there in the paragraph. So carelessly, first word was carelessly. So first line, can you find the opposite of that word? No. Second line, did you find? Third line, then carefully. Okay, so the opposite of the word carelessly is carefully. The next word is able. Let us find that word. Able. Look at the fourth word. For a while, fourth line, students. For a while she stood there unable. The opposite antonym of able is unable. Okay. Now What is the last third one? Locked. Let us find in the paragraph here. Now just students have a look at the second word. Chanted the second line. Chanted the magic spell under her breath and unlocked the wooden casket. So the third word is locked. Antonym of locked, unlocked. I hope you are understanding, students. Now here we have these three words, antonyms: carefully, unable, unlocked. So let us move ahead. Here we have another question. After lifting the wrap, why did the daughter spread it out? After lifting the wrap, why did the daughter spread it out? Why did she do it? You know the answer. She spread it out so that the gentle mountain air could blow over it. You remember her mother had said, you without fail once in a year you're supposed to air it, but before touching that you have to chant that magic spell. So the answer here is she spread it out so that the gentle mountain air could blow over it. So we move further, students. Now here we have another next paragraph. From the glowing colors, and then suddenly she remembered that her husband had asked for a dish of crabs for his midday meal. Leaving the wrap where it was, she picked up a basket and set out for a nearby stream to look for crabs. Now here what happens is, she was admiring the wrap without she was engrossed and very attentively she was just admiring it, looking at the colors, glowing colors. And then suddenly she realized that her husband had asked for a dish of crabs for his midday meal, that is lunch. He wanted to have a dish of crabs. So then she realized that she had to go and get some crabs. So leaving the wrap where it was, she picked up a basket and set out for a nearby stream to look for crabs. So now let us check whether we can answer some of the questions given here. Why did the daughter leave the house? Why did the daughter leave the house, students? Let's see how we can frame this answer. Yes, look on the screen, students. She left the house to look for crabs from the nearby stream to cook the midday meal. Okay, why did she need the crabs? She had to cook her lunch. So she left the house. The answer is she left the house to look for crabs from the nearby stream to cook the midday meal. Here, let us continue. As she hurried down the path to the stream, she met her husband. He was coming from a visit to the next village. The chief's daughter told him to keep an eye on the wrap, but she cautioned, on no account are you to touch the wrap, not even if rain falls or torrents or hailstones come down as big as grapes. She was just hurrying down the path to the stream, walking fast, and she met her husband on the way. So he was just coming back home after his visit to some next village. So the chief's daughter tells him, keep an eye on the wrap, but she cautioned, on no account are you will not touch the wrap, but just keep an eye. Not even if it rains or if or torrents or hailstones come down as big as grapes. Even if it rains or even if hail or torrents, anything happens, you will, under no circumstances you are going to touch the wrap. So this warning and caution was given to the husband by his wife. Now, on your screen, students, but she cautioned, on no account are you to touch the wrap. Now, this was told, this statement was told to whom? By the chief's daughter to her husband. Now, what is the question given here? Who is the speaker? Who said this particular sentence? Who said this? The chief's daughter is the speaker. You remember, she tells her husband. So the chief's daughter is the speaker. Now we move ahead, students. The husband heard her through, though he did think all that fuss over a mere wrap was quite unnecessary. Soon after his wife had left, black thunder clouds gathered in the sky and it began to rain. The man got worried. He called out. Now what happened? The wife cautioned him, told him that you keep an eye. So the husband was wondering, he heard her and he was thinking, why all this fuss over that mere wrap? He felt it was not so quite necessary. So because he did not know what was there inside, he was not told about it. It was kept as a secret. Soon after his wife had left, what happened? The weather changed. There were black thunder clouds gathered in the sky and it began to rain. Now the man got worried. Now let us check the question, students. What happened after the wife left her house? What happened? How can we frame this answer? After she left the house, black thunder clouds gathered in the sky and it began to rain. After she left the house, black thunder clouds gathered in the sky and it began to rain. We'll move further. To his wife as loud as he could, but the thunder was louder. It completely drowned out his voice. It was so loud that whatever he was trying to speak, his voice was not audible. His wife was hurrying home just then, but the path was uphill and she could not walk fast enough. Now, here the weather changed, there was thunder and lightning. Thunder was very loud and the wife was worried. She was hurrying back home, but she was trying to walk fast, but the path was uphill. The path was not smooth. It was not a smooth road. Maybe it was a little hilly. So the path was uphill and therefore she could not walk fast enough. Now let us check whether we can answer some of the questions, students. Here we have a question. Write the superlative form of the word loud. Now this word is there given in your paragraph here. Superlative form of the word loud. So you have learned the degree of comparison. Positive, comparative, superlative. Positive is loud, comparative louder than, and superlative is loudest. So the answer question is, why write the superlative form of the word loud? The answer is loudest. We will move further. The chief's daughter was trying to hurry home but couldn't walk fast. Give the correct reason. In that paragraph, we saw that the chief's daughter was trying to hurry home fast but couldn't walk fast. Give the correct reason. Let us see how we can frame this answer. The chief's daughter couldn't walk fast because the path was uphill. Okay, the answer is the chief's daughter couldn't walk fast because the path was uphill. So students, in this class now we can stop here. The next class we will continue with the chapter. Okay, now students, let me remind you once again, You have your value education books with you. You have to do your self study value education chapters. You're supposed to read, understand the story. Okay, and the questions are given behind the book. You are supposed to read, understand, find the answers. Okay, and you are also, I hope you are all right doing your cursive writing part. Cursive writing you're supposed to practice at least twice in a week, Saturday Sundays, I'm sure. I hope you all are doing it neatly. Okay, so today's class we will end here. Till we meet in the next class, have a nice day.